many, so he was under pressure to try and resurrect things. He did exactly that. He found a good way out. If they made the semis, their one would be in this venue, but they'll want to make sure they finish group play. And it remains to be seen how much longer it stays. It's a very abbreviated tournament. Katie Martin is with me. I wonder what the mood is.
Rachin Ravindra, anybody watching full flight?
Any low ornaments, Rachin Ravindra. He's had an impeccable record for such a young man. He comes off in pretty much all of them. He's had a quick chat there with Virat Kohli. Virat probably gave him something to laugh about. And I used to say, don't hit it anywhere near me because I'm going to start catching like Glenn Phillips. And Kohli is a fine fielder. 250 from 50. Very basic maths, but it won't be that easy in terms of a run chase. Ravindra and Young. The left-hand, right-hand combination. Ahmed Shami will be a key because he's a genuine strike bowler. He takes wickets on a regular basis, a bit like Matt Henry. Still trying to establish himself, almost it seems, in every New Zealand side he plays in. It's almost as if every time he has to go out and prove himself to keep his place. And at the other end is one of, as Matthew Hayden says, the most exciting prospects in world cricket, Rachin Ravindra, who Indian audiences
purely because of his stroke making skills in a high tempo format. Being Shami wasn't around in that series, maybe playing him, rather you wouldn't have played him as much. As the rest of the bowlers, Akshar, Jadeja, you would have played him.
Not the line.
Big match requires big names adjudicating it, and we've got two of the very biggest here with Richard Illingworth, who's one of the old men of umpiring. You might not like me saying that, but the fact of the matter is, Illy, you are And the up-and-comer countryman Michael Goff, who already has been around, standing in his 92nd. Wow.
We constantly speak about Mohammad Shami and what makes him special. I'm sure a lot of people who watch the sport will know this. His seam position. Just have a look at it. Not the best that I've seen, but still good enough. We'll be looking for some swing here in Dubai. Last couple of games, in the second innings, there has been some swing with the new ball early on.
One slip, and that is Rohit Sharma, because he's hoping he can get maybe some seam movement even from the surface. I don't think he'll get too much, probably get some spin, but I'm not sure if the seam is going to dig in and deviate too much early on. Preparations are in between innings, just the light roller from New Zealand's perspective. Just tidy things up. Just the boundary from the over, 4 for none.
Discover the world with CheapOair.com. Join millions of travelers who save on the best flights, hotels, cars, and more. Travel specialists are available 24/7 to help you plan and book your next journey. And you can earn club miles you can redeem on future CheapOair book trips. Travelers want it at CheapOair.com.
Desi Natural never misses a Desi moment. Authentically Desi, deliciously Desi, always Desi. Same great taste, now with a new look. Visit DesiFreshFoods.com.
Rachin Ravindra will be on strike. Harak Panya and Kane Williamson, who was brilliant in the field, absolutely outstanding, is a little bit low on runs in this tournament. In fact, 2 out-and-out failures, so an opportunity for him at some stage. Outside edge from Ravindra. Down towards third man where Kuldeep sits. We don't see too much of Kuldeep in the batting side of things, but Williamson sits, waits.
You can actually see some white chalk in between his fingers, and Mark Chapman's actually working with a guy back in New Zealand around glue that you can put on your fingers. So you use that and it allows that little bit of stickiness so that your hands don't sweat as much. It's something they've worked on leading into here, rather than maybe say the inners that you usually put on, which do get wet as well. So that's what the white chalk is on his hand, just a little bit of glue that then just dries and allows your hands not to sweat as much.
Good run. New Zealand have to do that as well. Right-hand, left-hand combination. Nothing more annoying from a bowling perspective than having to bowl right hand one ball, left hand the next ball. So running between the wickets are key.
In the previous game, Shami bowled a few overs before he walked off to get his taping released. And Hardik Pandya bowled very early in the innings against Pakistan and got the early wicket of Babar Azam as well. He's been given the duty of bowling the new ball today.
What a beauty. Absolute corker, that one.
This go both ways, just the angled seam in and then the seam away. Oh, Rachin Ravindra looks elegant, but what can you do there? I mean, look a little silly because there's nothing you can do. We saw this in that Australian-Afghanistan game, didn't we, Smithy? The ball standing up, the ball swinging past the fact as well. It's going to be something with this new ball until it gets soft.
Get off the legs. Left-handers love it there. Shami will run it down, but on the throw they'll come back for a comfy 3. Shami was batting and he was struck by a throw from the outfield, and it was just interesting to see there him flexing that shoulder.
Clyde on that shoulder blade.
Bruised at the very least. And he can ill afford to lose Mohammed Shami. Safe start thus far for New Zealand. Mohammed Shami, percentage of deliveries above 140k. And of course, that happens when you get a bit older. Four inside the circle on the offside, in front of square. With the elegant drive of Rachin Ravindra. They might feed him the drive, they might not. You know he will take it on.
He likes to get into the ball, Rachin Ravindra. A lot of his weight transfers forward, and teams have looked just to slightly target just outside off stump, a little bit further outside off stump. Been caught a few times in that slip position in that point, but the way that he's batting at the moment, he gets so beautifully on top of the ball and then can just press back if that's a little bit shorter.
Repeating, this is for top of Group A. Whoever wins this match plays Australia. And if it was to be New Zealand, they would be playing them in Lahore, and India would be playing South Africa here. So if New Zealand were to win.
Absolutely spot on when you say he likes to lunge on his front foot. And that's what makes him special. When Smithy spoke about why he's such a superstar player, his ability to sometimes hit balls that not many people can. And as you see this, both teams have qualified, and as obvious as it is, the team winning today will get to play Australia, and the loser will play South Africa.
Drivable length, but not quite there. It's the one that Rachin Ravindra feeds off. He looks for. He's got that forward press. He hits into the ball. He goes through the ball and just keeps looking. His first thought is always to press forward.
Rohit Sharma said a very straight field point covers everyone much straighter for Rachin Ravindra because he likes to drive the ball.
Couldn't control that one, but he got away with it. There's no gully.
One of the beauties of Rachin Ravindra's batting is how tall he's able to get of length balls. And have a look at how here. Look at his feet here as he's about. This is a short of length ball. Not many players will be able to get on top. And he's gotten on top because of a limited foot movement, but also his bat flow coming through nicely. And this is where, as he spots the ball, he gets on top of it. His toes goes, his heels actually come out from the floor, and the back leg is counterbalancing.
Good over from Shami. On the money there, 10 for none after 3.
Purity in our heart, quality in your cart. For 50 years, Lakshmi hai na.
Technology offers the knowledge of equanimity and a harmonious way of living. Embrace the positive energy the universe ensures for you. Always trust that you deserve a fulfilling and a joyous life. Call me today and get to know the path of success waiting for you.
From New Zealand, by no means a quick one, but preserving wickets in hand. The spinners will be a massive threat, they know that. And India have a hatful of them at their disposal today. Good crowd, really good crowd in today. Arm wrestling, mum and son. Big mass, drums. It is a terrific atmosphere. Sunday here, of course, and opportunity to come in a little bit later with this great Indian support base, which is global. It's a sea of blue, really, to be fair.
It's very interesting you say that. Even this ball, the short of length ball, but he almost throws his hands at it. In white ball cricket, when the ball doesn't move, it helps him because he's able to get on top of the ball and create that as an opportunity to score runs. Whereas in red ball cricket, it almost will eventually get him into trouble. But for the moment, the one in trouble is Hardik Pandya. He's just bowled the no ball, overstepping by a bit, but that's enough.
Not a bad way to free yourself up in your first few deliveries, a no-ball free hit.
Well, they packed the offside field.
Where do you think he's going, Katie?
Slow ball bouncer, surely. That's Hardik Pandya to a T, isn't it?
He's going to go full into the pads. Let's wait and watch.
It's going down the ground, I know that. It's not beautifully timed. Oh, it might be kicked over the boundary. Can you believe that? That is an absolute bonus. Was never getting to the fence until I got a helping foot.
He's probably saying you didn't need to catch it, just let it bounce and pick it up. It was a no ball, it wasn't going to be out. Oh, we'd call that a knock-on in New Zealand, wouldn't we, Smithy? In a different sport. He didn't even need to take it. Oh, no. Jeez, I hope he doesn't get a bowl the next few overs, DK. What were you saying about India's fielding, Smithy, before you started?
Well, that was a weird sort of a moment. I'm not quite sure whether he sized up the situation or not.
Interesting about Rachin Ravindra, he's a perfectionist as a trainer, and his dad used to throw him balls in Wellington Stadium before he went to school and then after school as well. But he actually used it, for him to get used to the swinging ball, he'd tape up a white ball, he'd use a juke ball as well, and as a young age he was still doing simple things like that to be able to learn how to play red ball cricket. Obviously it's everybody's dream to play test cricket, but just the uniqueness as a kid to be able to go little simple things around, allow the ball to swing a little bit more, use a juke ball, which is different to the kookaburra. It's not by luck he's in this position.
Maybe sometimes I feel you try too hard in life, and that's what has happened to Varun here. When you're not the best fielder, you want to prove that you can do everything simple possible, and that's a catch that needn't have been taken. He could have just probably waited on it, taken it on the bounce and given it back to the bowler. But here he is trying to show himself and everybody around that he could take that catch. And in the end, unluckily for him, the ball hit his feet and rolled to the boundary. And the reaction said all.
They were identical reactions. Everyone went the same way. Problem was that Hardik Pandya really shouldn't have reacted like that, because it was his fault it was a no ball in the first place.
Hang on, so you're behind the stumps. Are you yelling at as the ball's in the air, don't go for it, don't go for it?
Trying to think, if I was KL Rahul, what will I do? I think Varun was too far into it. He couldn't have backed out. He was hell-bent on taking that catch. Wow, speak about India's fielding on one side. It's too early in the day to speak about, but New Zealand's fielding was unbelievable today. If India was restricted to 250, yes, the bowling was good. You got to credit a lot to the fielding efforts as well.
And that can happen when you have someone who's absolutely brilliant, like a Phillips, setting a benchmark. I mean, not everyone's going to feel like Glenn Phillips, but what it does is it says to everybody, that's the level of commitment. I can get close. If I can get close, if I can get 80% of Glenn Phillips, that'll be good enough.
80% is unbelievable.
Up and over and out. What a catch that is. A beauty. That is a bonus for India, and it's Axar Patel. Safe hands diving forward.
Well, here is India's first moment on the field. As always, Rachin Ravindra trying to go over point but top edging it. And a lovely catch by Axar Patel. He almost ran backwards before realizing the ball was coming in front of him. Hardik Pandya with the first breakthrough. Rachin Ravindra, the first wicket to fall, goes for 6. New Zealand 17 for 1.
You're a small business owner. You don't have time to waste. That's why you go to Biz2 Credit for funding. Our simple application makes it easy to get fast financing. Time for funding? It's time for Biz2 Credit.
Pack the positive energy to achieve good health, happiness, success, and prosperity. When planetary movements are in your favor, you are unstoppable in achieving your dreams. Listen to your destiny and open the door to prosperity. Call me today for an amazing tomorrow.
Kane Williamson arrives at the crease with New Zealand having an early setback. So often he does that. And we've just been talking about what a high standard of fielding that New Zealand had set. And India really their first opportunity to effect the dismissal. And Axar Patel has come up with something quite special himself. Tipped over the 7,000 runs not long ago, Kane Williamson, averaging a tick under 49 at a respectable strike rate. And New Zealand will take his 1,500 with both hands today. Misfield there. Gets away from Jadeja.
Well, you felt like I had to do something different to be able to get Rachin Ravindra out. Probably wouldn't have been bowling this delivery if he hadn't have bowled that no ball as well. So a bonus ball. It is so difficult to catch it. You see so many drop catches because the lights, they call a ring of fire, the white shades underneath as well. To be able to understand that depth perception. He's saying, I'll take that extra ball and I'll take that wicket, thank you. Huge moment.
Now they'll work away at Kane Williamson's off stump here. The very best players, they look to leave, but they also know exactly where the off stump is. They play that line. And Kane Williamson has nicked 2 so far in this tournament, very early on in the piece. I want to bowl there because that is just a freebie.
Nice bit of timing. Just that angle in. He's losing his line a little bit again here, Shami. That's good timing. He felt like he middled that ball. That's gone all the way in the air past the inner circle. I think he would have liked that one better than the one just nipping away outside, that outside edge. Very much, doesn't have too much foot movement, plays the ball so late, which has got him in trouble a couple of times. Rohit Sharma very flat at first slip. Maybe 1.5.
But sometimes you come up against Kane Williamson, at times it's better to stand slightly wider. He likes that dab to third man. You want to restrict that shot as well. Also amazing to think that in the last 3 times India has played New Zealand in ODI cricket, all 3 times Mohammad Shami was the man of the match, picking up 3 at Raipur, 5 at Dharamshala in the World Cup, and 7 again in the semi-finals at Wankhede.
'It's about the line they want to probe away at Williamson. That's too short because he's very good off the back foot, very accomplished. Just get him a little bit more pushing forward at that, because even though he's a great player, he's nicked the last couple and he'll be conscious of that.
Speaking about how it is tough to catch and to buy, Akshar Patel running back almost before he had to come running in front and then held on to it. Best part being is very still as he was taking the catch in terms of head position. One of the better fielders going around in Team India. Stands at point quite a bit of the time, but now it's Jadeja there.
Six from the Shami over. It's 23 for 1.
Purity in our heart, quality in your cart. For 50 years, Lakshmi hai na.
You're a small business owner. You don't have time to waste. That's why you go to Biz2 Credit for funding. Our simple application makes it easy to get fast financing. Time for funding? It's time for Biz2 Credit.
Surprised if Jamison would have come before Henry. New Zealand looking for one partnership of note here, one significant partnership around about 3 figures. Now would be a good time to get it. Break the back of India's fight here. That's what they've got to try and do. Deny, accumulate, deny.
We've talked a lot about the no ball that he bowled the kick over. This is a no ball. Marginal, not marginal. Who knows these days with no balls? Most bowling coaches say get further behind the line. How's this? He's had the measuring tape run out, Smithy. He said, can you get the measuring tape out just to double check that I'm running in exactly the right position? Have you ever seen that in your 50 years of commentating? It's in between overs.
In a word, no. Williamson will pick him off down there all day. He gets that width and that length. It's just trademark. No, I haven't. Remarkable.
There's some players that have seen that forget their run-up. So what they do is they start from where they release it and they close their eyes and they run back. So they run and they feel like what their run-up would be, and then that's how they mark it. Have you seen anything like that, DK?
Not in the middle of an over. He wasn't too happy with the run-up. A couple of balls prior to that, he came in running and stopped without bowling. So he wasn't very sure if he was landing right. Just make These no balls cost a lot in the context of the game.
How do you signal that? There's signals for new gloves and new bats. How would you signal, can I get a measuring tape run out?
As you can see, the marking there, HP, stands for Hardik Pandya, as you would know. And that's the new remarked one. But Katie, I can't spot the old one here.
He actually looks down, doesn't he? So that mark is obviously halfway through his run up, and he sort of trots in, and then you see him really take off. And I wonder if that in your mind, if you're Hardik Pandya, having to look at your mark when you're going, are you taking away from what you're doing at the other end in terms of releasing the ball?
In fact, I think it works the other way around for him, because as soon as he hits the mark, when he starts getting momentum, he's confident that he's not bowling a no ball. So all he's thinking about is executing the exact release point as to where he wants to. Otherwise, as he's running in, he's worried about the no ball, and that doesn't help him as he's closer to the bowling crease.
Wicket. Contemplate the thought of a third run here, and they will, because Fielder just staggered a wee bit as he chased it. Got on again, just lost his footing momentarily, enough for Kane Williamson to think that he's a chance. Here's those three wicket keepers sitting here talking about bowling marks and no balls. And Ian Bishop in the background with a round of applause as if to say, you guys don't know the damn thing you're talking about. Wait till I come in and I'll explain exactly what's going on out there. Well, look, he just lost his run up.
Where is he? Where's Bish? Get in here, Bish. Probably practicing his run up out the back, Smithy.
These days, Ian Bishop just practices his golf swing. It's 28 for 1.
So spin being introduced into the attack in the form of Akshar Patel. So in power play, India having 4 spinners, so they have that option. It's a good move because Akshar Patel's batted really well. He took a superb catch just a little while ago. So he'll be high on confidence. It's a very good move from Rohit Sharma. And we saw when Rachin Ravindra was bowling in particular, because he bowled at the same speed at which Akshar Patel's bowling, around the 92 kilometers per hour. The ball is gripping and turning. It's a little bit new, so maybe not turn as much as Ravindra got. 2 fielders in the deep, so he's got a long off and deep square leg. Ball definitely gripped and turned, so I would imagine tactically he would keep back Kuldeep a little later. Kuldeep Yadav, the wrist spinner, so that he can give it a rip on
once the ball gets a little older. Probably the same with Chakravarti as well. And probably bowl them in tandem. One thing guaranteed, plenty of spin on offer in these 50 overs. It's quick off the pitch. What the keeper wants, what the captain wants is one ball to spin. That creates doubts then in the dressing room. Tidy start, just one of the over 29. Well, in fact, they get a single now. 30 for 1.
Discover the world with CheapOair.com. Join millions of travelers who save on the best flights, hotels, cars, and more. Travel specialists are available 24/7 to help you plan and book your next journey. And you can earn club miles you can redeem on future CheapOair book trips. Travelers want it at CheapOair.com.
Act the positive energy to achieve good health, happiness, success, and prosperity. When planetary movements are in your favor, you are unstoppable in achieving your dreams. Listen to your destiny and open the door to prosperity. Call me today for an amazing tomorrow.
Conditions have grown a lot cooler here. Seeing a lot of spectators with jumpers on in the stands. It's a good crowd. He's doing once again a pretty good job, Hardik Pandya. Runs with the bat. Asked to bowl with a new ball today.
And I think over the last couple of balls, Will Young, as well as Kane Williamson, like to run the ball down to third. And Rohit started off at a more orthodox first slip position. And he's gone a lot wider, partly for a catch and partly to stop or inhibit that run down to deep third that both Will Young and Williamson like to play as a release shot.
Oh, sweetly timed, but straight to the fielder.
That can add to the batter's frustration, particularly the earlier couple of deliveries also have been dot balls. Hit it so well, hit it crisply but straight to that fielder.
He gets hold of it. That's set up nicely and it's put away. They seem to have ample time in controlling that.
It's well played, and that will alleviate any pressure that was building. You mentioned a couple of dot balls earlier in the over, building that pressure sequence of 3 broken by that. I'm sure Rohit agrees with the choice of delivery. Neither do they.
Yes, there was no one back. Now he sends someone back. pulls himself out of the wide slip position, comes to mid-wicket, square leg drops back, fine leg comes in the circle. New Zealand can afford to abide their time. They know exactly what they're chasing. They know a foundation is of utmost importance. Get to a position, say 80 for 1 or 90 for 1. What you don't want is to lose too many wickets early and then the spinners come in. 35 for 1.
That's the one that Kane Williamson likes to run down to third, open the face of the bat far too much.
City will get busy. Because a lot of people will break their fast sometime now. In the next hour, and then a lot of the restaurants do get crowded in eating places. Here's Akshar Patel. Oh, he's taken that from the stumps. He's got to be careful because he's not a big turner of the ball. Most of his deliveries will come in like this.
He's slightly round arm when he releases the ball, so it looks as if he's bowling wide of the crease.
Sunny Ravi, the other thing noticeable, remember Shreyas Iyer misfielded that ball at the end of Akshar's last over at extra cover? Well, Virat Kohli's taken over that position now. Just there, because he realizes that's going to be, with the left-arm spinner, an area where they can push the ball down to long off, so they want someone, not that Shreyas is a bad fielder, but they want their most mobile fielder there to cut out the traffic and try to create and build pressure.
You want him a little straighter though, and for the reason being, he's not a big turner of the ball. So the batsman can't play and with the turn, you get it a little wide of cover. Just a tad wide at this moment of time. Because Akshar Patel's attacking the stumps. It's not easy to then open the face of the blade when the ball isn't turning. As opposed to when you know there's a hint of turn. You go with the spin. He's misfielded too. It's a busy area, cover. Just getting an awkward bounce there.
Rare sight that. Such a good fielder. But yeah, you're right, awkward bounce.
$37 for 1.
Purity in our heart, quality in your cart. For 50 years, Lakshmi है ना.
खाने का टेस्ट बढ़ाने के लिए एवरेस्ट किचन किंग। दम आलू हो या भिंडी मसाला, पनीर कोफ्ता हो या कढ़ाई सब्जी, हर खाने का टेस्ट बढ़ाने के लिए एवरेस्ट किचन किंग। टेस्ट में बेस्ट किचन किंग फ्रॉम एवरेस्ट।
So still 213 needed. Rachin Ravindra man dismissed now. Varun Chakravarti specifically picked for this game ahead of Harshit Rana. He's been in good form of late and a good series against England. After his T20 exploits, was pulled into the one-day side as well. and then into the Champions Trophy. It's nicely timed. Get 3.
It didn't look as if he hit it too hard. The timing was so good.
Yeah, 4 signal, his foot just touching the boundary. What was good to see with that shot immediately, how Williamson picked that delivery from Varun Chakravarti. Wasn't playing for the turn, the leg break, in fact was looking for the one that straight through the googly. Now for the full face of the blade. Watch the blade here. Nice full face of the blade as he makes contact. He was looking at that pocket between mid-on and the bowler.
The challenge will come, and what Will Young and Williamson, who knows this very well, will have to combat is when Chakravarti hits his length. Generally, at his best, he bowls a very good length and bowls it quickly, and that's why Rohit is so deep at slip.
And they all go up. It's not a big spinner of the ball. Rahul isn't interested. He reckons height.
Rohit himself is not too far away. Normally he's at mid-off or mid-on. He's been hit on the back pad. Knows that.
Not really see both these players looking for the ball coming into them with the angle. So working it more on the onside. It's at times if you're playing him for the first time, you think he's a leg spinner and you tend to look to push towards mid-off cover. That's when you could be in trouble. Now, is that off the pad? Talking of the appeal, but they say he struck outside.
Clearly a predetermined foray down the pitch for Williamson. Ball wasn't flighted at all. Kohli having a word with Rahul.
After 10, 44 for 1.
The appeal against Young. Ball hits him. Oh, the wicket would have been, the appeal would have been umpire's call. It was not out, but the referral wouldn't have been wasted.
So 44 for 1. Still Akshar Patel. Now that we're done with power play, option there to bring even Kuldeep or Jadeja.
I think he's seeing the release point and he thinks that it's going to be outside the off stump. Will Young. The ball's hurrying into him. He's got to be really careful.
Just seeing the field set here and the way Akshar is bowling. Wonder if Rohit Sharma doesn't think of getting one more man in the ring. He's got long on and long off. If he can push, the ball isn't turning, so make the batsman go over the top of mid-off. If he can. Just cut that single. Too many open spaces in the field at the moment. Was that an edge? Wait for the umpire signal. No signal from the umpire, so might well have been an edge. 48 for 1.
Desi Natural never misses a Desi moment. Authentically Desi, deliciously Desi, always Desi. Same great taste, now with a new look. Visit DesiFreshFoods.com.
घर से आने के बाद में घर आएगा साथ में हमारे टेस्ट में कहीं घर आंगन की याद है
Ashoka Desi at heart.
That much of a deviation.
Once again, looking to play that cut shot. Gets a thick edge. So the ball would have been just a little bit because of the thick edge away from the gloves position.
And that's why when you saw that catch taken by Tom Latham earlier when India batted was a very good one, because it was Rahul the batsman at that stage. The deflection was similar.
That is the reason why he's in the team, because not too many can pick him. Inside edge. He's up in
शतरंज का डॉन तो मैं ही हूँ। सर पाव भाजी आई है अमित जी के घर से। डॉन डॉन ओके ओके सर, हाफ ही डॉन है। बाय। डॉन पाव भाजी के लिए हारने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं। घर
बुलाए जल्दी।
एवरेस्ट पाव भाजी मसाला।
का जश्न मना है, खुशियों की लड़ी जगमगाई है।
Purity in our heart, quality in your cart. For 50 years, Lakshmi Henna.
Darryl Mitchell, the new man out there for New Zealand. This is a good opportunity for India now. Really tighten the screws with spin at both ends, new player at the crease. A lot of them wouldn't have played Varun Chakravarti a lot. One of the main reasons he's playing today's game, lend that variety. What he does is he might go for a few runs, but he'll get you wickets. And compared to the last time he played for India here, he's a much more confident bowler. He had a lot of success against England. Now slip in place.